Okay, so here we are at Altona, back with the rover. Today's mission is pretty simple. I replaced that bowsprit as you just saw, or you will see now, and I've added some bob stays to the side, so hopefully it doesn't depart the boat again. We wanted to come up with a sail that was going to test the bowsprit to see if it's going to break. It's a northerly today, which is an offshore breeze here, super gusty, very up and down, hot, the total opposite of what we had last time on this boat. So we're going to go from here in Altona, in the west of Melbourne, over the other side of the city, across the bay, to St Kilda, where we found an Irish fish and chip shop. So we're going to go there and get some loaded chips and a battered sausage or something, see what all the hype's about, then sail back. Let's get into it. Since we can't race our 12-foot skiff today, I thought we will take the opportunity to repair the Roma after last week's adventure to the sandwich shop. So as you'll have seen, the bowsprit broke off when we were trying to clear the mussel farm on a tight reach with the kite up. I believe that what happened is this mast probably had some damage already from when it was a B14 top section and it broke. It probably had a hairline crack in here somewhere that wasn't visible. We've loaded it up and it didn't just kind of bend and then break. It went straight and then it got to this point and then it was bent. It definitely had something wrong here. During the week I've sourced this, which may look suspiciously like the topmast of a One Design foiling boat that's previously been featured on this channel. Big thanks to my friend David for helping me out with this. We believe the measurements are really close to the OD of this. We're going to try and get the old bowsprit out without causing carnage inside the bow, and then get this one on, and then I can do whatever I need to do at the end to attach all the fittings. I'm also thinking I'll add some side stays as well, just protect the bowsprit, mainly when you're in like jetties and stuff. I figure that'll make it harder for it to get caught like in the jetty pylons, and it'll also give it a bit more support when we're tight reaching, because this boat doesn't seem to want to get up and plane, it just kind of buries. We've got to make it so it's strong, so we'll get into it, see what challenges we find. So the first thing I needed to do was to measure the old bowsprit to see how long it was before it was broken. I could then measure that distance back from the end, and then that was going to be where I cut it, assuming that the OD of the bowsprit was actually correct, which luckily it was. While I was doing that, my brother started to undo the old bowsprit and get that out, and then I just cut the new one to the right length with a hacksaw. Then luckily that fitted straight into the clamps up on the bow, so that was all relatively easy. The next job to tackle was the jib sheet cars. So it turned out, once I've actually sailed the boat, that we found that the height you sit on the other side of the boat is kind of too high for the cleats on the cars. So instead we changed over to a standard headsail car and then put a cheek block after the track, and then into a little small cam cleat mounted on like a riser base that's angled, so that then the rope was actually easy to get into the cleat. So just a few little things like that that just reveal themselves once you actually sail a boat. So yeah, it was good to sort that out, and being a timber boat, it wasn't too hard to do. While I'm just finishing off those headsail cars, if you're one of the people that hasn't subscribed to these videos but keeps coming back, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does make such a difference as to who finds these videos. If you like this video, please hit the like button and hit the bell so that you get notified whenever I upload something in the future. Thanks for that, it really does make such a difference. So I'd made the new bowsprit a little bit too long, so I used a bit of rope just to figure out where the actual centre line of the boat is, and then sort of extrapolated that out to the end of the bowsprit, and then cut it to length. You might remember when I installed the first bowsprit, I actually laminated the saddles on with basalt fibre. I decided this time to just use bolts that go all the way through, just because it was easier. Otherwise it would have taken me like 3 days by the time I sanded and laminated and glued and did all that. Whereas this took me about 5 minutes, and it's probably just as strong. The way that I rigged this up, the saddles don't actually do anything besides stop the rope sliding aft along the pole. You might have also noticed in that last episode that you couldn't actually see the telltale from the windward side very well. So I figured because the America's Cup guys have heaps of telltales, I should too. So I decided to put a heap of telltales on my jib, which made it way easier to steer to. The last job I needed to do before we could go sailing was just to find a way to basically get that outhaul on tighter so that we could flatten off the foot of the main. So I just put another cheek block at the back of the boom, and I thought that was a relatively easy job. And here we are back at Altona, ready to depart for the Irish fish and chip shop. 2, 1. Take it. Okay, that's good. Nailed it. Ready? lost some slugs, wait. Okay. So yes, I do need to come up with a way to keep the slugs in the mast track. Basically, they can fall out the bottom once you've loaded them up into the rig, so I'll figure out a way to do that. Shouldn't be too difficult, it's just one of those little jobs I haven't got to yet. Yeah. I just twist the boom. So I thought I did a pretty good job of attaching my outhaul in the middle of the night in the shed in behind the outboard without unrolling the main. It turns out I didn't, and I put it on 90 degrees to where it needed to be. Not the outhaul blocks, just the clue strap. So because the clue strap's so tight, you can't like rotate it around the boom to put the sail where it needs to be. So we had to drop the main, let everything off, undo the soft shackle, put the main on the sort of top part of the boom instead of the side, so that it was actually in its strong direction because it's bending anyway. And yeah, fix that up quickly. Okay. Then we thought it was time to unfurl our Spinnaker and see if this new bowsprit's up to the task. So the unfurl went really well. Those sort of clip things that are on the side of the hull for the old boom tent are actually mega annoying because they tend to clip the Spinnaker sheets on to the side of the hull as soon as you pull it out. So we might have to come up with another plan there. Then you end up with a few sketchy moments like this. Remember, the breeze was actually gusting to about 27 knots out in the middle of the bay. Anyone that sailed in Melbourne in a northerly knows how like up and down it is because the breeze is coming straight off the hot land, and yeah, you've got to pretty much be on your toes because it can get a bit interesting pretty quickly. Gust on in 2, 1, building now. Boats. Smoking. Smoking. Yeah, next thing. Vibration in this thing is insane. Little bullet just here between us and that fishing boat. Coming into it in 3, 2, 1. Yes, roaming. 2, 1, there we go. We weren't too happy with this first furl, so as you'll see, we decided to have a go again and do another one. That's kind of the advantage of this system. Even if you stuff it up, it's not that bad. That's why I used this wetter Spinnaker, and it's amazing how versatile it's been. Like for 150 bucks for something that's just that easy to put away, it's been worth every cent. Yes, that was so good. The second it popped, the boat's just like boom. Back. Alright. You want to more? Okay. Fill again. And go. Oh, you might have got it. Yep, nice. Okay, let's. Me windy. Nice light spot here. Yep. Now it's filled. We just need to give it a couple of pumps, try and get that last bit. Yes, nice. Can. It's better. So much better. Okay, I want to be going straight there. Yeah. Okay. Last bit. Yeah, good. Okay, so this is the reef jelly brand we've been trying to dodge. Now we're starting to get out from behind the lee of Williamstown. That's where all the old Navy ships used to be built. And coming into some good breeze again, coming out of Hobson's Bay here. We need to get up. That yellow building is kind of where we're actually going, but the marina we're going to is up near those yachts. So got to try and get some height out of it. And yeah, shorten up our distance. We were then faced with a very long leg across the bay on port tack, so we thought we'd give our Huntingford helm impeder a go at steering the boat. Breeze coming, Huntingford. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Building now. We missed it. Okay. Wave, Huntingford. Bow down. Good job. Yes. And drop it. Yeah. Keep your height. Nice breeze up inside us. Yep. Huntingford down. Yeah, down a bit, Huntingford. Yep. Good. Okay, good job, Huntingford. Have a rest. Pressure. It's got a nice bit of pressure coming here. We're about just crossing the shipping channel. Maybe halfway to our shop. Nice wind. Just watch for it to head us back. That is not the best. On the way to sailing, I stopped at the bakery to pick up some custard tarts, which I smuggled aboard in the stern castles, which seemed perfectly sized for custard tarts. And yeah, that gave us a good snack about 3/4 of the way across the bay, once the breeze had backed off enough to actually enjoy it. We luckily had a nice little lull, and then it started to get pretty hectic again. You can't really hear it in the video, but here we're talking about the sail shape, mainly due to the stiffness of the mast. Like I've elaborated on in earlier videos, it seems like the mast might be off a larger boat because it is so stiff. You can see here it doesn't bend. Like, you have to just be so on it with the main sheet trim. Unlike a modern skiff rig or whatever that'll twist off and do some of the work for you, this thing is just like a power pole, and you've just got to work pretty hard to keep the thing on its feet. Let's just get up in line of the pier. So weird being on the other side. What about the longest I've sailed on one tack in like a decade? So we did have a few issues here with the outboard stopping when we didn't want to. When we got to St Kilda, we rang Dad, and he had some ideas on what to do with the fuel mixture, which sorted it right out. When I was a kid, this boat used to just freak me out, just knowing it existed. I never actually sailed here, but there's some urban legend that it was built to survive like an apocalypse or something. Yeah. I think it was for sale recently, but I've never actually seen it sail. Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting that it's lying like sideways to the breeze. Is it on the bottom? Yeah. How weird. Look at that one. It's like a ketch, unstayed. That's an Adams 10 long shot. They're quite popular here in Australia. The thing in there, that's a Swanson 28, the real short little pocket cruiser thing. I reckon they're pretty cool actually. Built in Australia. That'd be an S&S 34 with the green boom cover, same as what Jesse Martin and Jessica Watson had.
Red and the whatever. That just died, didn't it?
Yeah. We're sailing. Here we go. St Kilda. So now we've just got to walk all the way over there to our chippy shop and back. So I got the chips and stuffing with gravy. I was expecting the stuffing to be like what you get in a chicken, but it was actually like the seasoning that comes in like chicken instant noodles. So it's really interesting to see the cultural differences between Ireland and Australia. I think the Australian sort of service station chips and gravy is probably better than this type of Irish one, but when in Rome. It was then time to walk back to the boat, which was tied up in the marina like a champion racehorse waiting to be unleashed back downwind. Right, so back on the boat from our Irish chip shop. Not sure how I'd rank the shop. It's definitely different to your sort of Australian chips and gravy. Anyway, we've got to get going. I've got to be home by 9 o'clock to be on Barkarati, the sailing podcast. And we are really pushed for time, so we're hoping it's going to be a good downwind run home. So let's get out there and get to this podcast. Yeah, clear. Just that leeward shackle. Just not unfurling. There you go. Yeah. Pull. Haha. Forward if you can. Yeah. Beautiful. It's actually balanced for once. That's so good. Yeah. Sit down. Yeah, if you can get a smidge. Yeah, that's good. What more could you want? Like, where is everyone? Listen to it hum. The vibration in this tiller is ridiculous. Yes. Feel the wave. Everywhere we go now, downwind, like square. I'm no longer a reaching man. Nice little bullet coming. Oh, this is so good. This is exactly what I imagined with this rig. Just locked in, stable, furlable.
Cruising at 5.5.
5.5 knots. Into the sunset. This is just so good. Like, the breeze is perfect, sun setting, the rig's just doing what exactly it's meant to do. Carbon pole's perfect. Vibration in the tillers are rather annoying, but quite a lot of current. If you look at this buoy, there's actual current on it, which is yeah, pushing us down the bay, and we're trying to go that way. But it also is probably helping us along quite a lot, which explains our good pace. So you can see the corner of our sail. If I come up here, it does that, which means we can't go any higher to the wind. So we're going to try and swap it to the other side and pole it out to leeward like a reaching strut on a proper racing boat. That ship's coming this way. Might be alright. Wait, it's cleared on the windward side. That one. It does look good though, doesn't it? Bit of bang on too. More sheet on the sail, yeah. Okay, it's nice though. Yeah, because it keeps the slot open. It's actually driving. So as you can see, we were a little bit worried if we were going to get across the front of this ship that transports stuff over Bass Strait to Tasmania. Although it was probably miles away, when you're in a tiny little 14-foot boat that goes rather slow, a giant ship bearing down on you, even if it's quite a long way away, is still pretty scary. In the end, we decided to fire up the outboard just to make it clear that we were going to be across the channel so that they didn't panic and start tooting their horn at us. I actually thought that I might end up like the Alanis Morissette song, Ironic, because it's pretty ironic that I get invited on bar karate, but then was going to get hit by a ship on the way. Look at the seals on the marker. Gonna ditch our pole.
Well, we want to go well there.
Do we? Okay. Out there.
Yellow sticking there.
I'm not sure if you can hear it in the video, but those seals were incredibly loud, considering how far away we were. Maybe they weren't too happy that we were there. Throughout this next leg of the video, you can really hear this kind of low hum noise. That's the noise that the foils on this boat make. They have this kind of constant harmonic-like vibration, which I'm pretty sure is the rope on the trailing edge of the keel that lifts it up, kind of vibrating in the water, which then the rudder hits. It does, and the stern wake's not that bad. Yeah. Okay. So is it not this set of chimneys, but like the next refinery thing? Breeze coming here. There we go, breeze on us now. more breeze coming here under where that plane is. I reckon there's a servo there that just turned on its lights. So how good, like perfect sailing weather. Tight reach, dead flat water. It's warm, like it's like 3 days after the end of winter. I'm wearing like a quick dry top. Yeah, breeze coming. Whoa, big lift and a real hot one. We're almost back at the launching spot in Altona. Just you can't really see it on the camera, I don't think, but Marina's just here, so nice and tight reach in. It's a beautiful night. So the whole way back I'm watching that wave down there, and there's a lot of energy in that. Like the harness. Yeah, but it's still going past. So if I had some sort of foil out there.
Oh, just a lead foil.
Yeah, just like DSS. Probably fit it under the floorboards. Like, yeah. Got the moon coming up behind us. Stern light on. Yeah, very tight, quiet. We made it back just before dark, so now I've got to rush home to be on bar karate, which is very exciting. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. So I did end up making it back home to go on the Bar Karate Sailing podcast. You can see that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube here. I'll put the link in the comments down below. It was so good to be able to have a chat to the guys and be on the podcast that I listen to while I'm making these videos. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.